What's going on, everybody? It's Nate, your vintage roller, and like I told y'all, I was going to come back a couple days with a breakdown of the new Remz HR 2.5s, which is what I am doing today. So, as most of you know, I like doing unboxing videos and giving everybody the details that I can get out of the skate and giving you my ideas on how I feel about them and everything else like that. I also go back a little bit and touch on some of the other skates that I've done as comparisons, and I'm ready to start diving into that before I get into the meat and potatoes of the Remz HR 2.5, which I'm very excited to skate. So here we go. Alright, so initially when I started this whole grand journey, everybody knows I started with the CJ2s, so we'll go to those. I recently changed my setup on the CJ2s and went to a completely flat setup. No wish frames, no nothing. It's a true flat setup using the standard Seba frames. These skates have been skated a good bit. They went with me to Woodward and they've done me really well. I love these skates. They are nowhere close to being set for retirement. I just got them in April and I'm probably going to skate them until they fall apart, or I may turn them into distance skates and get some big frames for them, maybe some 4x90s or something like that. I don't know, I haven't decided yet, but I still like them as an aggressive skate because they are a very comfortable boot. Just to touch back on them, they are a linerless boot, which means the liner is part of the boot. It's an all-in-one boot. So, and the weight on this is with 4 full-size wheels. These are 57.89 USD wheels on here, and there's 4 of them. The weight on this comes to 4 pounds 6.5 ounces, or 2 kilograms for those that use that system. All right, so not a bad boot, fairly light. The next up that I did an unboxing with, went over everything, was the USD 7 Roman Pro model. This setup right here, again, went with me to Woodward and I skated it a good bit. Another fantastic boot setup. I would recommend either of the boots that I just showed, to the CJs or these, to anybody coming back into the sport or looking for a good solid boot to maybe advance or progress. These are set up with a 50/50 balance frame and juice blocks and dead wheels that have been skated a good bit. But the weight on this comes in at 4 pounds 2.2 ounces, or 1.88 kilograms. So fairly close to the Romans. So it's not, the Romans and the CJs are close in weight, so that's pretty cool. Now this one I haven't done a detail on, and I don't know if I'm going to because I didn't get them out of the box. They were given to me, and I'll go over that. I've got a video where I kind of went over them that I'm going to be posting here soon, probably before this one, so you'll hopefully get the details on that. This right here is the 2016 USD carbon-free team, which means it is not the carbon model, it's the plastic model. Again, it's a linerless boot, so it's an all-in-one boot. Liners attached on the inside. So this is a huge difference. This right here is running the Featherlight 2 frames without anti-rockers and old SSM Shima wheels. And they are, this weight comes in at 3 pounds 8.5 ounces, or roughly 1.6 kilograms. So it's definitely a lot lighter than the other 2 boots that I've skated. And it's a very noticeable difference. That 1 pound difference is huge when you're jumping and everything else like that. And the other part of that is the CJ2s are a size 9.5. The Abrats are an 8.9 shell, and these are a size 10.5 US, which is a major difference. So these are a little bit big on me, and they still weigh less than my other skates do. So I'd be very interested to know what a 9 in this skate would weigh as opposed to the other 2 skates that I've showed you guys. So that's just touching base for 3 different skates as a comparison that are really good skates, really on the higher end, I guess you could say, of the skate scale, because that's what all of those are. They are higher end skates. 2 which are pro models. 1 is a team model for the pros to ride. So they're definitely going to be a little more on the pricey side of skates. These right here, though, the ones that you're here for, the ones that I'm going in depth on today, the Remz are not an actual pro model. They are just the Remz HR 2.5s. And these right here, the weight difference on these is immense. This is a size 10 boot and shell, like so, because of my foot size, which is a 27 and a half. Gives me a little bit of room in here, a little bit of wiggle room, which once I skate these and get them broken in, I'll have to figure that out and see if there's a way to clear up some of the dead space in there. But this skate right here, as is, stock liner, stock Featherlight 3 frames, and Remedies 65mm wheels, weighs in at exactly 5 pounds, which is 2.29 kilograms. These boots are heavy. Not gonna lie, when I got the box in the mail, I thought I got bricks, because these things weigh a lot. And that's, I guess you could say it's a good thing and a bad thing when it comes to the world of skating. If you get used to skating a heavier boot, I guess your legs will get stronger, and the fitness aspect of it, like you're building your leg muscles and everything else like that. That way, if you decide to transition to a lighter boot, well, your feet will be a little more free. So you could potentially pick these up if you want to use them as a training boot. You know, you're at the park a lot, you're like me, you skate your driveway, and you've got a cool P-rail or a cool box that's able to help you progress a little bit, and these would be ideal. I haven't actually skated these yet to know how they feel. I'm going to try to do that tomorrow morning and see how they feel. I'm really excited to skate them. I contemplated tearing them all the way down today and just completely showing you a disassembled boot. I am not going to do that. What I am going to do is show you some really cool features about this skate. So a lot of people don't know that Remedies, when it started in '98, was like the carbon-free teams and the CJs. It was an all-in-one boot. You slide your foot in and you go. Tighten up and you lace up and you roll. Fantastic thought process at the time. Kato and his designs were really cool with that. And then as it progressed, you know, you got some of the open Rems, the Hafeys, the Nils Jansons with the V-cut in the back, and gave you more added flexibility to your skate, a little bit more maneuverability when you were skating your Remedies. And these being the first Remedies that I'm actually going to get in depth with and skate, I'm very excited. I skated a pair of Remedies in probably 2002 for a few minutes, and I was like, nope, they're not for me. I was really big on my Razor's kick at that point in time, and wasn't really feeling the way the Remedies felt on my feet. So diving into it. It is a 2-piece sole, so you've got your main sole piece here with a secondary backslide plate, which is removable and interchangeable. The sole plates and the backslide plates do come in a variety of colors, so you can customize your setup as you go. The Featherlight 3 frames, everybody knows about Featherlights, so I'm not going to dive into that, especially with the standard ground controls. These Remedy wheels, though, I really like them. It's got a very nice rounded profile. I was really kind of excited about that. Most of my wheels that I've skated are the squared out profile, I guess you will. So I'm really excited to see how I feel in these. See if traction and grip's a little bit different on round wheels as opposed to the square ones that I'm used to skating. Moving up into the skate, this right here is a solid plastic piece that wraps from the instep on the inside of your foot all the way around the toe to your heel. And what this is fantastic for is for those of you that absolutely love your set slides and love Hurricanes, set slides and stuff like that. These are going to be a boot for you because you can lay down on your skate and slide all over the place. Look like a 1990 slip and slide commercial slide on your feet. So Definitely a very cool feature with these. It definitely makes your boot a lot heavier and more durable though. So you offset your weight on your feet for durability of your skate. It's very hard to beat up the Remedies toe caps. So that's kind of a nice feature for the Remedies. Moving around, the eyelets are reinforced. It's got a harder rigidity, and the liner, the skin, all the way up to the top eyelets, which is going to be nice for when you're lacing up and you're pulling down snug. Also, they are riveted eyelets with a plastic eyelet for the 45-degree strap. So, for the 45-degree lace, I should say, since these do not have a 45-degree strap. These, unlike the original Remedies, released in the 90s, have a removable liner, which I'm going to do another video on here very shortly about how to fix the dreaded sunshine bite, toe bite, liner bite, whatever you want to call it, the dreaded seams on the side of your feet. I was talking to Lawrence from Back to Blading the other day after I watched his initial thoughts on the liner, and bounced some ideas off of him to try to figure out how to make these liners comfortable, because these are very nice liners. They are very sturdy liners. They're comfortable, and they look really nice with the boot. Now, eventually I do want to upgrade my liner to a different liner. The drawback to doing that is these do Velcro into your boot to keep your liner in place and try to help your foot not be as sloshy in the boot. Standard elastic strap across the tongue. They do lace up, and as you can tell, I've got the 45-degree eyelet laced into my liner. Now, when I laced these liners up on my feet the other day in my boots and just kind of rolled around the driveway a little bit, just getting a feel for how the skates felt, it is very noticeable when you tighten them down with your eyelet, with your laces through the 45-degree loops here. It definitely makes it that much snugger on your foot. Now, what I am going to try to experiment with is finding out if there's a way to run my external laces through my liner eyelets to be able to get it to act as a 45-degree. So I will keep you up to date on that once I actually get down into them, skate them a little bit, break them in, and figure out if that's something that's a feasible possibility or not. If not, I've seen people already modify some Remedies before, some Nils Janssens, and put a 45-degree strap on, which I think will probably help this boot out because of the weight of it and how it's featured. So let's keep into the liner here. It's got a neoprene toe box here, so for those of you with a little bit of a wider foot or wider toes, if you got Fred Flintstone feet, these are going to expand out and form your toes nicely. Reinforced stitching across the toe, reinforced riveted eyelets. It's got a harder tongue here to protect your foot, so if you jump up, you kick a rail, you kick a box or something like that, you're not going to bruise the instep of your foot or the bottom of your shin. It does come with your standard Remedies slide-in shock absorber. Not too bad. Know a lot of hacks out there for people. They when their shock absorbers start to die, they'll take a set of flip-flops from Old Navy or something like that and use this as a template and make new, better shock absorbers for their feet. But it does come in a nice little handy-dandy pouch, so you don't have to worry about it. This provides you just a little bit of a heel raise in your boot. I've read that the Remedies are a raised heel boot, and I have put my foot in it without the frame. I've put my foot in it with the frame. If there's a heel raise in this boot, I don't know where it's at, because compared to my 7s and my carbon, my teams and stuff like that, like, it's not real noticeable until I put the liner on, and even then it's not that big of a liner difference. So that's something I'll have to dig into when I actually tear my skate apart and look into the meat and potatoes of all of what's under this in the carriage. Continue on with this. There's a Velcro spot right here on the back, which secures your liner in place. protective flaps to protect your feet when you throw your liner in from the cuffless ability of these skates, which is something that's really cool about these skates is you can ride them without a cuff. You can just lace them up, tighten them down, and go skate, which is something neat, which I'm going to tinker with here in the next few weeks or so, and maybe revisit and tell you guys my thoughts skating it with a cuff, without a cuff. But let's get back into the details. And that's about it for the liner, except for the insole. The insole here is a very good cushion. It's a memory sole. It's very firm EV foam, so it's going to support you and hold you for a while. It's the old school jug liner. If you get these skates and you pull them out, you look, you'll actually see the J on it. It's kind of hard to see with the lighting in here. Also comes with its standard gel heel. So it's got a nice deep heel cup, so it's going to snug up to your heel when you put them in and lace them in, and they finally break into your feet. So overall, these liners are really nice liners. Aside from the sunshine bite in these, and the reason why some of us, I know a few of us have called it the sunshine bite, is because it was standard in almost every sunshine razor skate Remedies liner since probably the super flats are the first run of the Colts. Just the way the stitching is in the liners, it bites into your feet, and you either, at the time we didn't really have a lot of liner companies, so we suck it up and colored. We wore thicker socks. We, figured out how to skate them. Nowadays you have the ability to order new liners that have got smooth toe boxes. There's tutorials on YouTube, which I'm going to do on how to fix your liner, because I did that on one of my liners today. So that'll be coming here shortly as well. But yeah, so the liner is a solid liner, minus that one thing. So now into the actual boot itself, a little bit farther. The high resilience material up here, I am not sure what kind of leather they used or what they've got in between it, but it is a very high density, high resistance, either synthetic leather or real leather. I'm not real sure, but it definitely has it's got a little bit of give to it, but not a lot, and it's definitely got something in between the backing and the actual exterior itself to give you a little bit more support, make it a little bit more durable for the long shot. It's got your nice big tongue. I've seen people cut them out. I've seen people stuff socks in them and make them big and poofy, like we used to skate in the 90s and early 2000s with the big poofy tongues. So it's all your personal preference with the tongue. It's very soft on the inside, so if it does rub against your ankle or something like that, it's not going to rub your ankle raw. The strap here is very different from what most people are used to. It is a Velcro strap, which makes a lot of difference. And with that, we're going to get into the cuff itself, because I pulled it off. So, big thing now, trying to get more flexibility in your skates and your cuffs, is going to Velcro straps or leather straps, stuff like that. Volcrees, USD, people are using all sorts of like 45-degree straps as cuff straps instead of the right strap. And that provides them a little bit more flexibility in their skate. But in my opinion, I haven't skated them like this yet, so I don't know. It could potentially sacrifice a little bit of ankle security. It doesn't stay as snug as it should, because Velcro does wear out. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to skate them and see how it does. So both sides are synthetic, made out of the same material as the skin itself. Now, this cuff is very unique in its design, because it is designed to be cut. Remedies was always notorious for its V-cut cuff, and that's part of the lure and the luster of the Remedies is the V-cut cuff. These are a full cuff, but if you look there's perforations through the cuff, and that is designed for those of you out there that want to V-cut your cuff. Me, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. I may do it just so I can understand them a little bit better, but that'll be down the road a long ways, because I've got a lot of skating to do in these to figure them out and learn them, as well as skating to do in all my other skates. So I rotate through my skates pretty frequently, so it's kind of these ones are going to get skated the most out of any of them right now, these in the teams, so we're going to go from there. But that's the cuff on this. Phillips head screwdriver removes the cuff buckle, the cuff strap, and then onto the inside a little bit more. So this right here, it's going to be very hard to see because it is black on black, but this is the secondary cuff that comes up, which is what allows you to be able to skate these without a cuff. Kind of a neat little feature, but if you do that, know that you should probably take these straps right here and attach them to the holes that are in this to give you that stability to wrap around your ankle and hold it in place. I am really excited to try this out. It's a very neat feature to me. I'm hoping that it feels very similar to my CJs, but we'll see. Getting down deeper into the boot without unlacing it all the way down. I'll hold them up like this. All your holes for your frame bolts, your hardware, and everything else like that, Remedies recess them so they're not going to push into your feet like the Razors Colts do. They finally figured out, hey, people don't want metal jamming into their feet, whether they've got insoles or not. You're still going to feel it, so they recessed them in, which is a really neat feature. Aside from that, when you slide your hand in, the toe cap here is slightly protected with a very thin piece of cloth. It's just the way it is. Maybe the next run they'll pad it a little bit, but one of the standard complaints about Remedies is they hurt their feet because the plastic, top sides, stuff like that. It's gonna put a hamper on your top side abilities, some say. I don't know. I know Law was telling me about he was having some pain in his feet, and if you watch his video on his first impressions, top sides were hurting his feet because of the plastic. I'm hoping that with fixing the liners, I won't have that issue. If not, I'm going to be figuring out a hack to figure that out and maybe help somebody else out in the long run and get them to where they're comfortable. Something nifty is your frame bolts on one side. This is adjustable, so it's going to tip it up and down. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I'm sure it is because of the way it's designed, but you can adjust the positioning on this cuff bolt here for a higher or lower cuff on this side. I don't know how that would feel. I don't know how it's going to work out. I like lower cuffs, even though my CJs are probably the highest cuffs I've ever skated, except for these. I put these on and I felt like I was wearing my combat boots again because they went up that high. So that's definitely something different. You're definitely going to get support in your ankles with these. Overall, I'm very, very excited to try these skates out and learn if Remedies or Rems really are freedom of feet. So please, if you have any questions about this video, any questions about my other videos, feel free to leave me comments. Give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, tell me what you like, what you didn't like about this review. I did try to pause through the video, give you better shots. That was one of the mentions in the previous videos, give you better shots of the product and the angles. So I hope I accomplished that today. Another thing about these is since I've got the backslide plates out, they click into place as well as screw into place, and that's a nice little added feature to give you a little bit of security. So if you look, I know it's hard to see. They actually slide into a position and slot down and then screw in with 2 screws. Drawback to this skate, something that absolutely drives me crazy about skate companies, especially hate dinging on razors and remedies and stuff like that, but their Allen wrenches leave something to be desired. I am lucky enough to have nice sets of Allen wrenches and Torx head wrenches to be able to fix my skates when I need them. This skate right here requires 3 different types of tools in order to work on your skates. A Phillips screwdriver, a 4mm Allen wrench, and a 2.5mm Torx head key. Now the drawback to these wrenches is because of the way they are mass produced and because of how, I don't know if it's the type of metal these are made of, the type of metal the frame bolts are made of, or what. I've noticed that the Torx head on these, when I was just changing out my backslide plates, does not actually fit properly. It is a little too small. So I'm gonna have to dig into my personal tools, which is fine with me because I've got a toolkit that I carry around with me whenever I go skate, because you never know what you're gonna need to fix on your skates. But I'm gonna throw in a few different Torx keys to make sure that I get the right fit in there, and go from there. That way, if I do bust a frame or I need to tighten up a frame, sole frame or something like that, go from there. This frame's a lot like one other thing to touch on. This skate is a lot like the Abrat in the fact that the sole mounts to the boot, and then the frame goes through the sole into the boot to give you that much added security to your skate. So you're not going to get the slishy, wishy-washy feeling that you sometimes get with CJs or carbons or carbon-free teams and stuff like that, because if your frame bolt comes loose, your sole's going to be loose, and yeah, that's never any fun. But thanks for stopping by. As always, if you like what you see, like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell in the corner. Leave me your thoughts and reviews. Please tell me what I can do to improve this. I know I ramble a lot, but I'm not the best public speaker. I'm an average guy. So, as always, y'all, thanks for stopping by. Peace, love, and rollerblades. I'm out. Okay, real quick second thoughts on these Remz. Rated the weights, right? Without this cuff, these skates weigh 4 pounds, 9.8 ounces, or 2.09 kilograms. Like, it's a half a pound. This is 8 ounces. Holy crap. That's a lot of weight. So, something to keep in mind. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Well, thanks, y'all. Peace, love, and rollerblades. I'm out again.